House of an old couple. When I was in elementary school, there was a house near my school where old couple lived. Children often gathered there and it was a place for everyone to relax after school. The couple originally had no children and had kept a dog, but I heard that children who came to play with the dog and children whose parents came home late began to gather there, and even then that the dog was dead, children still gathered there as a remnant of that. The school was half silent about it and did not say anything to us. My parents both worked, so as an only child, I often stayed at the old couple's house. I remember that both of them were very hospitable and made me feel comfortable. Every day, more than 10 elementary school children came in and out of the house, but they always offered snacks and juice, and in the evening, they even served dinner for all the children present, which I ate with the old couple. Some of the children even ate dinner every day, and the old couple loved the children very much. Before I was in the upper grades of elementary school, 2 boys who looked a bit naughty started coming in and out of the house. At first they were quiet, but little by little I began to see them playing pranks. One time they stole things, another time they intentionally made a mess in the room, and I remember that the 2 boys were having a lot of fun with the pranks. The pranks gradually escalated, perhaps because no one but me seemed to notice the pranks. At one point, they would put strange things in Grandpa drink or food and enjoy laughing at him when he didn't notice, or they would be happy to see him surprised when he noticed. One time they put a lot of salt or sugar in his drink, and another time they put a couple of strands of hair or candies. Just like that day, the 2 of them seemed to be planning some kind of mischief. The one who can put in the weirdest thing today wins. With that one word, the 2 of them scattered off to search for the weirdest thing they could find, and came back grinning. When Grandpa brought in the meal, the 2 quickly mixed the foreign object they had brought into Grandpa's meal. The meal was brought to the 2 laughing men too, and it was time for everyone to eat. Let's eat. We all started eating together as usual. I remember that day's meal was soup with lots of vegetables and fried chicken. It was when Grandpa finished his soup. The 2 kids looked at each other grinning at Grandpa, who didn't react. Bleach. Vomit spewed out of Grandpa's mouth at a tremendous rate. The girl sitting in front of him was covered with the vomit and cried in panic. Then, once again, Grandpa vomited profusely on the floor, foaming at the mouth and falling to his knees. The 2 boys looked pale and their mouths were trembling. I, too, was so horrified that my legs were shaking and I couldn't move and started to cry right there. Even the grandmother said, Are you okay?" She was rubbing Grandpa's body while shouting, "Grandma, call an ambulance." One of the children said, and Grandma rushed to call an ambulance. While waiting for the ambulance, Grandma desperately called out to Grandpa, but he just kept saying, He just groaned and had wobbly spasms, but he did not respond at all. Grandma had called the school as well, and the teachers came to the old couple's house almost as soon as the ambulance arrived. "We are taking you home today, so go home." The 3 teachers told us and divided us into groups of those who lived close to each other and sent each of us home, and while they were at it, they explained the situation to our parents. I was so shocked by the sight of Grandfather that I could not speak properly for a while. In the end, Grandpa had gone. The incident became quite a topic of conversation at school, and several students and teachers came to ask me what had happened, but when I tried to talk, I burst into tears and could not even speak properly. Later it turned out that there was some kind of rat poison in Grandpa's soup, but it was cleared up by saying that Grandpa, who had bad eyesight, had mistaken it for medicine or something and put the rat poison in himself. The school held an assembly and the teacher told us not to go to the old couple's house and to pray for Grandpa. My parents also thought I was involved in the incident and told me, "You must never go to that house to play." Then, I don't know who told them this, but rumors began to circulate that the house served poisoned food, and no one would come near the house anymore. I saw an old lady greeting children in the yard several times, but I followed my parents' advice and went back to my own house instead of visiting her. A year had passed since I stopped going to Grandma's house when she passed away. I never heard the details of her death, but I think she died of illness. It was around that time. Rumors began to circulate among the school that grandmother's ghost appeared in that house. It was a common story in elementary schools, and after what had happened, it was no wonder that rumors started. One day, when I came home early after a break from club activities, I stopped in front of the old couple's house and stared at it for the first time in a long time. It was a house filled with many happy memories. As I gazed at the empty house and thought to myself, "It's gotten so lonely," a large black mass appeared in the yard. What? I rubbed my eyes and looked closely. It was Grandma. The only difference was that her eyes were so wide open that they almost popped out of their sockets. I ran home, repeat in my mind, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." She knew that someone had put rat poison in her grandfather's soup. She is still looking for the person who put the rat poison in her soup.
Good evening everyone, this is Sadako. What did you all think when you heard this story? I felt sorry for the old couple anyway. Even though they didn't have bad intentions, there are some things that even children shouldn't do. When I was 2 years old, I bit my sister, who was 3 years older than me, on her back and there was a lot of blood. I once jumped myself on a blade of cellophane tape and got stitches in my leg. Kids are scary. Please share your pranks with us in the comments. See you soon.